Hello, friends. I am Sam from Sam's Disney Diary, and that is the blue-haired blogger himself, Greg from Fantasyland News. It is time for This Week at Walt Disney World for April the 16th, 2025. It's Easter week, and Greg, you've been in the parks every day. What's happening at Walt Disney World? What's happening in the news? What are we covering today?
Oh, yeah, Sam, I have been in the parks. Ahoy, hoy, my friend. And it has been, I love every week we sit around and we go, are we going to have enough news to talk about? And then we sit there in the pre-show and we go, oh no, we have too much news to talk about. But I do want to say, stick around, because at the end of the show, Sam and I are going to deep dive a bunch of the Easter parades. Grab your Easter bonnet. It's time for the Easter parade this year. And Sam, you have years worth of Easter parades on Sam's Disney Diary.
Dude, I have every parade that was broadcast from 1985 until 1999. We'll talk about that later. Stick around for that, but there's more.
But there's more, Sam. There's always more. In park news, we got Little Mermaid, a musical adventure show building where it has been being worked on. A Goofy movie has turned 30 and the merchandise has come to Disney World. Dino Land is just gone. We have new otters, man, baby otters, and it's baby season here at Animal Kingdom. We got construction and repainting over at the Mexico Pavilion. Test track, man. We got to see the new ride vehicle along with the new banners that are up front. Let's see. Hey, I got to meet Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny along with Holly this past week. So we're going to talk about the Easter Bunny and a few things going on over at Magic Kingdom. Speaking of Magic Kingdom, Haunted Mansion construction. But I want to talk about something about maybe a major thing might be missing from the queue here at the Haunted Mansion that's been talked about for years, and it may not be there, or they just got to fix the lighting. One or the other. We don't know which. We'll talk about it. Right. Grand Fiesta Tour. Oh no. Donde está Donald? Where are you,
Donald? Donde está Donald Duck?
He is missing. We are down to dos caballeros, not three caballeros.
Oh no.
And then, of course, Grand Floridian. We have a new lobby going on there. Sam, we got to talk about Destination D23. Tickets went on sale this week. Tickets went off of sale this week. It was quick, man. We got Disney Destiny. A lot of the new Disney Cruise Line ship information came out. And then, of course, Disney Adventure World, Disneyland Paris. You have a great presentation you want to talk about. So there it is, folks.
All that and the Christmas parades. And we're already 3.5 minutes in. All that and more. Remember, if you're listening to the podcast, thanks so much for listening to us. You'll find the visuals over on YouTube at Sam's Disney Diary or at Fantasyland News. All that and more coming up next. Thanks, everyone, for being there. Let us know where you're from. Lily, thanks from Michigan. Scott in Western Pennsylvania, good to see you. Yeah, awesome. Greg, Easter's here. We'll get to that in just a second, but let's start this week in the parks because you got over to Hollywood Studios. And by the way, I'm pushing you along because we got a lot to cover. This
We
week in
we
the
got a
parks,
lot to cover, man. I was about to make a whole bunch of jokes, and I was like, "We ain't got time for my shenanigans."
not today, unless you got a banana for scale, but never mind. That's going to cost us some time. Stop looking around. It
I
is
know exactly where
Little
it is.
Mermaid.
Straight on my shelf behind me. Oh,
Little
yeah.
Yeah, we
Mermaid.
can do sexy Greg time with a banana.
One of the cool things that I noticed in the images that you shared of a Little Mermaid musical adventure, where
Yeah.
everything is now surrounded by the temporary walls or the planters, is
Good
some of the
evening and welcome
original.
beyond borders, by the way. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you for being here. A handful of the original fish are still there, and it makes me wonder if they're going to stick around or if what's going to happen with them.
I hope that theming sticks around. Like nothing. So I'm going to go off for 1 second. So there was a lot of creators down here, and they had a content creators night, special night over at Hollywood Studios, and they got to meet a few of the new puppets for the Little Mermaid in that queue. And I was a little jealous for a minute. And I was like, "Oh, I want to meet Mr. Flamingo. Like, I can hang out with
Yeah.
some frogs that sing." But no, it looks like they've gotten rid of all the benches. They've cleared out that whole area. The press penny machine that had all the Disney princesses is now missing from that area. But it looks like the fish may stay, and
I hope they
think
do.
they need to. Like, keep the fish, man.
We're just talking about a couple of them that are on display, but it gives us something to do our before and after pictures, Greg, and I love
Yeah,
that.
I love it. And you can see they've already painted a little bit. They're clearing the space up. It's they're doing a great job of.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
it has to be done, and the shop is
6 weeks?
boarded up. Yeah, 6 weeks. They have to do all this in 6 weeks. And the reason we're over there so much is we're waiting for the new marquees to go up. So as soon as we
Yes.
get the marquee, it'll be up either on Sam's Disney Diary or on Fantasyland News or
Yes.
both normally.
Yes, Lily, we are 100% with you, and we hope that those fish stay for sure. Let's move into a store, Greg, because merchandise, you are always all over it.
By the way,
Goofy
Beyond
Movie
Borders
30th
from North
landed.
Carolina and Toronto. So good old fashioned some good Canadian love in the house. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
that's awesome. Love that. Dude, Goofy Movie 30th anniversary. I see lounge flies, of course. I see a really cool hat, Powerline with the glasses, but I see a Powerline plush. Oh, man.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, Greg's not a big fan of the Goofy Movie. It's kind of like I'm not a big fan of Stitch, so we'll
That's
just
like
show
a
you
hot
what there
button
is.
topic. Like, apparently, I'm the bad guy for hating on
No,
a
no, no, no,
Goofy
no,
movie.
no.
And you know what?
It's
It's not hating on Goofy himself. Goofy's a great dad. A little absent-minded, but who isn't as a father? It's Max, man. Who likes Max? What a spoiled teenager. Get out of here. Your eye to eye.
Look, it's a
You know what? If
classic
I want to hear eye to eye,
father-son
I would go
adventure.
see Kevin Campbell sing it in some theater somewhere.
I need you to watch it, the Goofy Movie documentary that landed last weekend on Disney Plus, and see what you think about that. So let's go over to Animal Kingdom, and
Look,
we'll just keep this moving.
I know Jason Marsden. Like, I've hung out with Jason Marsden. I've done stuff with him. Like, him and I co-hosted the showroom floor for House of Mouse Expo down here. So look, whatever he's gonna say, I'm like, you know who he was? He was Cabin in a Gummy Bears. That's all I needed.
Yeah,
Moving
got
on.
it. All right, let's go over to
Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom. And by the way, thanks all of you that are commenting out there. An extremely goofy movie. I need to watch that one again. It's been a while. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I need to watch Dinosaur.
Yeah,
That's what I need to watch.
Cool. So
Good Dinosaur?
let's look.
It was the Good Dinosaur from Pixar, right?
Let-
That's what I need to
yeah.
watch.
Yeah, well, that used to. Well, never mind. Let's keep going.
Yeah, 'cause
That
you're not gonna
is
see a
Animal
dinosaur
Kingdom.
like, Dino Land anymore.
Dinos are gone. In fact, the first thing I did when Greg had shared these images with me, they're the walls over at Animal Kingdom, and there is nothing behind them. No
Nothing.
dinosaurs,
Nothing.
no Triceratops spin, nothing except for the one building that I said, "Oh, they haven't taken down the store yet." And Greg reminded me that's connected to the restrooms, and Disney doesn't move plumbing if they don't have to. They retheme it. So that's going to be what we look at and go, we know it used to be there.
We know what used to be there. A lot of the stuff is down. Normally, if you saw this other picture, the clear one, there was billboards. Billboards are now gone. Everything's kind
Yes.
of down there onto the new construction. Listen, if you really want to know what's going on in that whole area, from the restaurant all the way, or not restaurant, um, in Dinosaur, all the way back to where those restrooms are.
Yeah, all the way to the Nemo's restrooms almost, right? It's like from Finding Nemo all the way around.
Pay attention to Joe Rohde. Okay, his Instagram
Okay.
is kind of giving everything away, and people aren't realizing it. That he's been kind of posting all about Mayan temples, all about visuals down there. He's been on expeditions. If you really want to know what's going to happen here at where Dinoland was, pay attention to Joe Rohde's Instagram.
That is a great call out, and we're going to talk more about that next week because I have some other things we can talk about in that context.
Yeah, we got a lot to go over on that. One of these days, we got to
we
start
do.
deep dive in this. We got a few things to deep dive now, Sam.
We do. Speaking of deep dive, you found some new babies over at Animal Kingdom. Tell me what's up there.
Man, talk about being in the right place at the right time at the wrong hour. So Disney, Dr. Mark Penning at Disney, who is the head of Disney Conservation over there, dropped an Instagram at 10:01 a.m. the other day. And I happened to be literally right next to what he was talking about. He was like, hey, we just released 3 new babies have come to the otter family at the Otter Grotto over at Animal Kingdom. And I was like, I'm there. I will go
Where is
see
the Otter Grotto, Greg?
So if you are looking at the Tree of Life, you hang an immediate left, like you're going towards Avatar Africa section.
Okay.
And
yes.
on your right-hand side, as part of the Tree of Life, before you get to the
I know exactly what you
walkway,
mean.
there's the otters.
It's one of those
course,
little
so
cubbies.
I'm there. It drops. I'm loving life. That is my picture of the baby on the left-hand side. You can see the little, they were all asleep behind a log. So I could not get a picture of them. And I was just like, oh. And at that point, they were only leaving them out till about noon. So I kind of hung around as long as I could and watched the babies kind of peek their head up. And man, are they cute? And I wish I had their names in front of me, but I got to find the backstory
There's
of
3
the names.
Well, it's Huey, Dewey, and Louie, clearly.
Clearly it is not. It is like Buttercup, something else from the Princess Diaries, and something else. Not Princess Diaries, the Princess Bride.
Okay, let's move on over to Epcot. You found some construction or refurbishment, one of the two happening at the Mexican Pavilion.
Both.
What do you think? What's happening here? Both?
So they're just doing some repainting up on the top there, but I think there's something more going on, and I wish we had the other image. Inside there is at that exit, because there's an exit right there at that doorway below it. That doorway is now closed off, and there is pylons kind of holding up the doorway. So I think there's a little bit more going on here than we know about. But at the very least, we do know that they are repainting and refurbishing the outside of the Aztec pyramid or Mayan pyramid. I think it's Aztec pyramid. I don't want to call it wrong.
That's awesome.
But there's something more going on, because if you look on the inside, there's a lot of construction equipment kind of holding up the doorway. And again, we won't ever know. I mean, I should have asked them today. I ran into everybody over there.
Well, either way, there's something happening there. There's also something happening over Test Track, which there has been.
What?
And you told me, because you are in the Orlando area, which answers one of the questions that are in the chat. The cars have been running around. They're doing some testing at Test Track.
They are. Yeah. So, walking beyond borders, I live here. Hence why I can get to the parks 5 days a week. I'm 6.2 miles from Animal Kingdom. Makes it really easy to do this. So listen, the outside, a lot of the scaffolding has come down. That is now the new marquee that you're going to see in the front. I'm trying to see if it looks like they may be putting LED boards across the front.
That would be cool.
And so that's kind of what we're looking for. Had I put up my camera a little higher, and I don't like doing that. I don't like breaking the Disney rules, but you can see that they have like the single rider line, the virtual queue, and everything. Lightning Lane, all are lit up and ready to go. The lights are on, and then there's more wiring going on. So we will see a whole lot more. But Sam, the important thing is they are testing the cars now.
Yes. They're
Disney
testing
Imagineering
cars.
has dropped information, and the day after they started testing, they dropped the information about the new vehicle and the new design. You don't get a full shot of this, but you can see it's black. It's got the 3 passengers in there. It looks like it's missing the digital readout that used to be on the test track car itself. It has the GM logo on it, and look, they're testing. So
yeah,
it's getting closer, man. It says late summer
closer.
2025, and they kind of moved it back to.
But that's okay because we're hoping the Starlight comes before that. But this clearly they're working on it. It's going to be there. We have the Test Track 3.0 to look forward to, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Over at Magic Kingdom, you got to find the Bunny Lane Garden and Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny. Yes.
Yeah. Here's the Easter Bunny. Hooray!
This is back where Tiana was. This isn't in the front, right? Because
this
she used
is
to be
the
right at Town Square.
Liberty Square Gazebo is what it's called.
Okay.
Chip and Dale are meeting there normally during the day right now. During special presentations, Tiana will meet there. We've seen many different characters meet in this area, but yeah, it's decorated now for Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny, who are here all week and then Sunday they leave and they hop off to whatever pasture that they live in for the rest of the year.
Okay, there we go. Have you seen the Thumper popcorn bucket? Is it still at Epcot?
No.
Sold out.
Sold out, my friend. And you know me, I'm on top of popcorn buckets.
I know that you are. I was wondering. I was wondering if they were going to hop away too, but they've already hopped away as well.
They've already hopped away. Will they get another shipment in? I don't know.
I don't think so. It's too close.
I think it's too late for it. So I think if you were lucky enough to get the Thumper popcorn bucket, it was great. And the other thing missing here is the Prince Charming Regal Carousel popcorn bucket is no longer available here at Magic Kingdom.
Oh, that is, these are the ornaments that I'm showing an image of that you talked about last week.
Yeah,
you found 4 of the 5, but this is oh no, you're talking about the carousel bucket, not the Cinderella coach bucket. All right, I know which one you're talking about. Yep, I have that one, as a matter of fact. So look, there are 4 buckets here. You have Pete's Dragon, you have the Alien, you have R2-D2, and the Cinderella coach. These are the Christmas ornaments. One was missing, and it showed up this week, Greg.
Yeah, finally. The only other one I want. Look, I only wanted 2 out of this collection. I should have got them all, and they're still available. But yeah, the Mickey head balloon shaped popcorn bucket showed up at the stores. So if you want to complete your collection of them, you can absolutely go and get them. And all of them are available. I found them all today at Hollywood Studios also. So they are showing up in other stores. So I would imagine they're probably at Disney Springs, at the Ye Old Christmas Shop, at Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios. I would imagine Epcot and Disney's Animal Kingdom probably.
Yeah, you get a lot more of these in a box than you can.
And they were selling, man. There are certain ones that are selling like hotcakes. Other ones, not so much. And I was like,
which ones are hot? Is it like R2-D2 going fast?
No. That's the one I was surprised at. That and the Alien popcorn bucket. Those 2 are not going so fast right now.
Okay. Well,
I think people are saving up their money for all that Toy Story merch that dropped. And the Star Wars stuff is coming out for May the 4th.
May the 4th, that $1,000 Death Star Lego set, dude. We'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Let's head over to the Haunted Mansion, because you noticed some construction walls here at the Haunted Mansion, which are around the area in the queue where the invisible horse is. And this is usually where they do some photo pass things. What do we think might be happening back here?
I think it's very simple. I think just like they did in Adventureland, I think Imagineering is just redoing the pavement in that area. I don't think it's anything big. And yeah, it's where the hearse is. It's where the invisible coach riders are. It's just that exit little area. If you're going in the queue, it doesn't take up anything or do anything. But Sam, what I do want to bring up, and it's really hard to get a picture inside, but it would appear for now, and I don't know if this is a big change, but in the queue when you go into either side of the elevator, because we have 2 elevator sides here at Disney World, left and right,
2
depending on if
stretching rooms.
Yep, 2 stretching rooms, elevator rooms. That's Disneyland. Sorry,
That's Disneyland.
stretching
It's okay.
rooms, if you will, because we're at Disney World. At the end of that, there used to be a hanging corpse that would come down after
Or at least
the
be
narrow-
swinging up top, right? When the
Yeah.
lights turn on. Yes.
Yes, there is nothing there anymore, Sam.
Interesting.
Yeah, and listen, we rode both sides. We tried it with cameras. We tried to like film it with brightness. It's really hard to see, but in our eyes, it looked very foggy up there, and you could not see even the animatronic or whatever would happen. So
Right.
I don't know if a light is missing. There's no lightning. There's no crashing sound. Nothing.
Oh,
It's just
interesting.
gone. So I think if you guys are out there, if you guys ride Haunted Mansion, please drop us a line and let us know if you see the hanging corpse at the end of where the narrator's like, you could always do it my way. Ma ha ha ha.
Exactly. That is very interesting. We'll keep an eye here
Yeah.
on the
It's
construction.
been a hot topic debate on Disney for a while, and I know at Disneyland they talked about maybe removing it when they did between the holiday, and then they just
Yeah,
opened it up, but
they do that. Well, they remove it during the holidays because at Disneyland there is an LED screen up there, and it's Jack Skellington smiling at you, looking down. So that hanging whatever it is gone, and it becomes something completely different. I
Right.
don't know, but there's a video screen up there during the Haunted Mansion holiday attraction.
So fingers crossed, it's just nothing, and Imagineering is fixing it. That's or it could be gone. I don't know.
We'll keep an eye on it to see.
Yeah.
New merch, new Dooney and Burks, new design, new pattern. Always fun to see. Yeah, these things come, these things go. Do you like it? Do you not like
These
it?
things
That's the
cost
question.
$268.
They do. They do.
They are expensive.
They do. Let's talk
I
about
like the
headband.
ears, man. The ear pattern's cool. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot on there. Give me
It
one
is.
singular pattern, one giant ear.
Okay. Speaking of giant ears, for
Why
the
people don't pay me for
make your own headbands.
Yeah.
Pluto has finally arrived. I mean, we got Darth Vader and all the Star Wars characters before we got Pluto.
Dude, we got
We got an
we had
Ewok
like
before
we
Pluto.
had Chip and Dale, we had Mickey, Donald,
There's lots of.
Minnie. Like there's so many we had, and we did not get Pluto. You know what else is not here yet? Is Goofy. Like we don't have a Goofy create your own headband.
Yeah, you should be a
Eeyore
Fab
showed
Five.
up today, but yeah, Pluto. I mean, you got to talk about the Fab Five. You got to add him in there, and yeah,
I would try to put all 5 on a headband.
these things are massive down here. Like again, you and I were out at Disneyland the day these things came out, and we watched the line for them, and the people rush for them, and we were like, "What's going on?" And now we know.
Headbands. Now,
Create
speaking
your
of
own
headbands, you were in the park today in
Ooh, yeah.
Epcot for the premiere of the World Showcase Country Mickey ears. So, Greg, every country is getting their own design of a Mickey ear. Is that right?
Yeah, or they've had them out on some cases. Some of these have been around for about a month or so. Some of them came out 2 weeks ago. Other ones have premiered just today. This is the new Italy Epcot World Showcase ones. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's Paris and Italy.
Yeah. Italy
Paris
on
in
this
the
page.
bottom left corner. Italy in the 2 top ones, the right ones.
Yep.
They came out with Germany has come out today or yesterday. Those are the new Germany ones.
This is Germany. Okay.
Yep.
Very good.
Norway came out with some new light up. Those things actually light up and have a USB charger port for them.
That's
but this is the
interesting
new
right there.
Norway merch line, and it's Northern Lights, I want to call it.
Absolutely,
And
that's what it is.
I love it. I think this is great. It
Northern
looks-
Lights over Spaceship Earth and over the Norway Pavilion. That's really cool.
I
like
know. Now we just need to see the Northern Lights down here.
I'll give you another one that I think is really cool, Greg,
Yeah.
and that is Canada. because we got some new
Oh,
shirts here too. I love the Canadian because you got
dude,
Donald playing hockey against Mickey, and being
you and
upset
I
and
were
breaking his
like,
stick.
we are both hockey guys. Like, so
Yeah,
to
I
us,
love the Donald's
the,
Destroyers Hockey Club is the logo that
which
we're
and
looking
there's shirts and there's more stuff, and it's great. Okay, Sam, being from Philadelphia originally, orange
Yeah,
and
yeah,
black
yeah.
is my thing. And then to see Chip versus Dale on the hockey sweater, I was like,
And
yeah, this
that's the
all
second
speaks to me,
sweater.
man. The whole
It's the
thing
second
speaks to
sweater
me.
that says Ice Hockey Tournament,
Yep.
if you're listening. So that's kinda cool, 2 new hockey sweaters there.
Yeah, I'll take
Nice.
this. I love this new set. In the background, you can actually see the new Chip lug bag that's out also.
Oh, yes.
There's
Yeah, and I
cups,
noticed
there's
that I'm gonna
mugs.
go back 1 slide here because that's the new lug bag in Norway.
Yeah,
So is there a lug bag in each area now?
they
I
are
mean,
showing
Minnie's
up
in
in
Norway,
every
Chip is
Yep.
in Canada. Okay.
Yeah, they're showing up everywhere.
Okay, sure. Why not?
Yeah, I don't know. I
Why
guess you
not?
associate that. Yeah, there we go into
This is
UK Pavilion.
the United Kingdom Pavilion. Okay, I didn't include all of your images. You took those pictures today. We have a lot to get through, but it's kind of cool that they have some Mickey ears in every country. I don't recall that. They used to have hats in every country. I don't
Hats,
recall
pins,
Mickey ears in
the
every country.
shirts they just came out with recently. Um,
Yes, the
I,
Mickey
I
Mouse in
I gotta
the
admit,
classic
Sam,
Mickey.
today I got to meet the head of merchandising at Epcot, and he
Oh,
was very happy that I was there to take pictures of this. And
yes.
he said more surprises were due out.
Very interesting. We'll see what's
Yeah.
coming because that's cool stuff. All right.
It,
Speaking of World Showcase, you didn't get the Mexico hats, but you did head into Mexico into the Three Caballeros, which recently reopened. So give us a little insight into
by
what
the way, I
that is
did
like
get the
now.
Mexico ones. I just didn't put them on Google for some odd reason for you to get them. So my
Oh,
bad.
okay. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, yeah, let's talk about Grand Fiesta Tour
I,
starring the
I
three
need to speak up
Caballeros.
for Scott here and say he is right. We need some black and gold Mickey hockey uniforms. I'm
Sam,
100%.
you and I are going to be by ourselves during the playoffs or lack thereof.
There's lack thereof. I think we were both fighting for the bottom if I last
I,
looked.
I think we were fighting for the bottom.
Yes, yes, it was completely
What are you going
backwards
to
there.
do? Rebuilding
There's
years
nothing you can do.
again.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on in Mexico?
So Grand Fiesta Tour starring the three Caballeros, it went under a pretty big renovation. It was down from January 6th until March 15th when it reopened. And then we kind of started riding and feeling like something was missing, right? We've ridden these rides so many times, you start noticing it.
Right.
Well, we started noticing that a few scenes were very different that nobody else was writing about. So I made a clickbait funny article about it. But if you remember back in
Fantasylandnews.com.
2021, Donald was replaced at the end. The animatronic of Donald at one point was replaced with a plant with a sombrero on its head, and people lost their minds.
Clearly, something was wrong with Donald, and he needed to be taken.
He needed some love.
central
Well,
shock.
Donald is missing again, only this time it's the pinata Donald, and there's a few scenes that are actually missing. So right there would have been Donald hanging as a pinata. The little
Yep.
girl would have been normally dancing around a little boy who had a stick in his hand and was trying to hit the pinata. And there was a
Right.
girl
Here
up
too.
top holding a rope that would pull Donald up and down.
Yes.
And then across from it, where
This
there you
young
see
man right
one
here, right?
single child, there was another person next to them that had a giant steer on his head, and the steer was driving a cart full of fireworks.
I do recall that. Yes.
That's gone also, my friend.
Okay.
So
We'll see if
hopefully,
this is part of the change. So you just after riding a couple times, you're like, wait a minute, something's not there. We need a
yeah,
before and after
yeah.
video.
And so I did a before and after. So Fantasyland
Okay.
News on YouTube, you can watch the before, and I will
There
be
you go.
putting up the after today. Tomorrow.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love it.
No, it's not a big
all right,
thing.
it's
They
open
could
again,
come
but
back.
the screens do look pretty darn clear, but they weren't exactly in bad shape. I never looked at these and thought, oh, those need
No,
redone.
but I got to tell you, the lighting across the whole attraction is so much better.
Okay.
Things are lit up beautifully. you couldn't see some of these scenes that you are seeing now. Like where that child is down the bottom left, it was
Mhm.
red and you could barely see anything that
Yeah.
was over there. But just overall, the screens look better. The ride pops more. It's crisper sound. At the end, where all the fireworks are going off, we were
Yes.
down to like 2 fireworks for about 2 years there.
Yeah, the ones on the ceiling. I know
Yeah,
exactly what you mean.
everyone works now, and everyone works
That's good.
perfectly. So there's actually like 8 to 10 different explosions that happen up on the ceiling, and they're all working. So I mean, some stuff it looks fabulous, and hopefully we get more.
Yeah, yeah. Scott was there a couple of days after it reopened, and long lines that stretch
I know,
outside.
crazy. Of all
Uh,
things, like, I literally
yeah.
walked on and had a boat to myself this morning, so
Well, that's because it's not brand new. It's not, "Oh my god, we gotta go see
yeah, it
this."
was great. I was like, "I'll wait. I don't care if I live
Speaking
here or
of
not."
Yeah, speaking of brand new, we got some brand new concept art from Disney Parks blog that talked about a new lobby bar that is coming to Disney's Grand Floridian. Now you can see it here on the left-hand side. There was a lot of speculation. I had some, Greg, which is how are they going to fit this lobby bar with the piano moved to the center, with the gingerbread house or the Grand Cottage or all of the other things that come
Yeah.
here. But
Well, we
a
won't know
bar
for a
right in the
while.
middle, I
Yeah.
mean, it probably makes sense because it's gonna make well, there a bar upstairs at the Grand Flo? No, I'm thinking of the
Yeah.
Poly.
No,
Is there one
you're
upstairs?
correct. Yeah, it's, Bellevue Lounge.
Bellevue's at the boardwalk, or is it the
I'm
same?
sorry, it's the Bell whatever. It's the
Yeah,
one
but
themed
it's
after Beauty and the Beast.
yes, yes, I know where you what one you mean because I'm thinking the monorail bar crawl. Not that I've done that before, but where you go you leave Magic Kingdom and just chop off the
N
monorail at each
Never heard of it.
board.
Nope.
Yeah, never heard of it. Yeah, nor I. So anyway, let's move the Enchanted Rose. Thank you very much, Holly.
See,
Greg was
somebody
close.
knows.
It is the Beauty and the Beast theme. He's got that right.
Yes.
You were
Um,
there the day that
yeah.
they announced this, and dude, the walls are already up.
Dude, the walls went up quickly. Thank you,
Heck
Scott. It
yeah,
is the
they
Enchanted
did.
Rose.
I
So here's the good news and the bad news, right? First off, and then a side note. Bad news is the gingerbread house is not returning this year for 2025.
We know that for sure.
100% fact. It's been released, it's official. It is
Okay,
not
I was
returning.
not aware because I
Construction,
was worried
it
about the
will
Grand
return.
Cottage.
The Grand
Would
Cottage is finishing up. It's going to be
the
gone on
Grand Cottage
Sunday.
is
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and it's
there.
smaller.
It never
Yeah.
was as big as the gingerbread house,
Yeah,
but
but there was
it's
a lot more to it, and there was a lot more eggs. But yeah, so
yeah.
Sam, the only thing I have to say about this, I think it's fine. This is great. Disney's going to do a good job with this. Look, it's for people at the Grand Floridian. You just sit there, have a morning coffee or a drink or whatever
Yeah,
you're going to do. I hope they have like the gingerbread spiked drink during the holiday
I'm
season.
sure they will.
Peep something for Easter. I don't know. If they don't call this bar the Bird Cage, I'm out. It's like,
I see why they're gonna replace the bird cage that has been there since the place opened.
yeah,
Yeah, with a bar. Here's a good image from the top. I think it's also interesting, Greg, that all of the Easter egg displays, none of them were on the side where the bird cage is
yeah.
like they used to
We
be, because
lost a
clearly they
lot of
knew
the
this was
eggs.
coming.
Yep, we lost a
But
lot of the eggs.
this is also the walls are much bigger than the actual bar is going to be. But
Yes.
from this angle, you can see where the Grand Cottage is. You can also see the construction walls for the new bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it,
speaking
it
with
is
what
what it is.
Scott just said here, Sam, I do want to say Polly may not step up their game, but I did speak to Chef de Couture, Jeff Barnes, who runs
Yeah.
the a lot of the gingerbread stuff and these special things. Um,
Yes.
if
He's the
they
gentleman
don't
that you
have,
saw at the yacht club last week. We had
yeah,
the picture of
he
it. Yeah.
has told me that the last year was the 25th anniversary of the gingerbread house at Grand Floridian. They did something special for it. This year is the 25th anniversary of at Yacht and Beach Club, their gingerbread display. It'll be the 25th anniversary of the carousel, and they are
Okay.
going to be doing special things with the carousel. They're also going to be creating it live in front of people, so you can go to there and watch them create the whole thing instead of just waking up one morning and it's there.
That's cool.
So they're going to step up their game in other areas. Maybe not the Polynesian like Scott's thinking, but in other areas, the gingerbread houses are still going to happen. They're still going to be amazing. It's still going to be
What do we
Disney
have?
Christmas.
5 big ones last year. Maybe there'll be one somewhere else. I mean, we get the Contemporary, the Yacht Club, Animal Kingdom, Beach Club. Or no, Yacht Club and
did
Boardwalk.
okay, so Yacht Club didn't do anything last year. They did something the year before. Yacht Club went back to just their railroad village.
Okay, which is fine. It's
Disney's Animal Kingdom, Spaceship Earth, Contemporary, Beach Club, Grand Floridian, and that's it.
Okay. All right. Let's jump into the news if that's okay. It's kind of our segue. In the news, you alluded to her earlier. Tickets went on sale Monday, tickets went on sale for Destination D. And in less than 30 minutes, this thing was sold out, Greg.
15.
15? Wow. I knew it was less than 30. I wasn't exactly sure.
2022, it went in 23 minutes. This year, it went in 15.
See, I would make it last 23 minutes, but we've changed venues. So in reality, they should be able to sell more tickets.
And they did sell more tickets.
Okay. This is at Coronado Springs versus the Contemporary.
But it was, if some people had some issues, other people, I'm not naming our names, got very lucky and got our tickets.
The only bummer, I'm going to say it again, and this was the last time. The only bummer is this is Labor Day weekend. It's just kind of a little bummer. Like, well, all right.
I don't know, man. But here's something cool about it. Like, we're going to get special thing at Typhoon Lagoon with
lots of cool things
happening. There's going to be all these leading up things. We get a Goofy movie 30th anniversary. They're going to be showing that on the 28th.
That's the
29th
last
shopping
stop
day
of the road trip.
And then we are going to be getting a special Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party D23 night on the 29th.
Is that official? Is that official? Are you announcing that right now? I've not seen anything official.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can read the tea leaves, and if the president of D23,
did you announce it? Go ahead. Wait, let me hit record. Go ahead. You can announce it.
If the president of D23 is going to like your post and give you a thumbs up for it, you can pretty much call it.
There was some speculation, but look, it's one of those things. It's the end of August.
Yeah.
The first Halloween party last year was August the 12th.
Yep. And by the way, we are 2 weeks, my friend, 2 weeks from halfway to Halloween.
Is it that close already? Halfway to Halloween?
Yeah, May 1st.
All right, so we're going to see a whole bunch of things drop then, and then we'll see halfway to the holidays.
We're ready for the Halloween season. Easter ends, and we're right to Halloween, my friends.
We are. What's
summer?
Forget the 4th of July. Forget summer. No. Let's go because it's too hot. Nobody wants to go. They got all the specials going on. Anyway, let's go overseas. Let's go over to Paris, because over at Paris, they made some announcements, or not announcements, but released some concept art for their new Disney Adventure Park, which is some retheming happening at the Paris studios. But there is a Lion King attraction that, Greg, you and I saw concept art and a model of at the Ultimate Fan event. But this is the Lion King, and essentially, look, this is Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It's just it's a mirror image, and it's themed to the Lion King. And I think
under
that's
Pride
awesome.
Rock instead of a bayou.
I have no problem with it. So I did some comparing here, and there's a blog over at Sam's Disney Diary that basically says, look, the top of this is concept art inside of Tiana's and the Lion King, and outside on the bottom of Tiana's and the Lion King, and it's the same attraction, which means, Greg, it's all Splash Mountain.
Right?
It's all Splash Mountain.
Look, the original concept was Splash Mountain. The design that was the original design, but it's now called Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and it's going to be called the Lion King.
So it brings me to my last bit of speculation, which is there is still one Splash Mountain operating, and it's at Hong Kong Disneyland.
Tokyo?
And it makes me beg the question: is it?
Yeah.
It's one of those two. There's one Splash Mountain that's still operating as Splash Mountain, but now they have some options for retheming. Do they want Tiana? Do they want the Lion King, or do they want something completely different?
Duffy.
I don't know. Duffy. If it's in Hong Kong, it'll be the Duffy Cave.
Duffy. And
Duffy and his friends.
Lena Bell. It's going to be Duffy and Friends.
Is that Lena or Lulu?
Luna Bell? Lena Bell? I don't know. It's all Duffy.
Tell me about
before we move on, I want to talk about Paris real quick.
Yes.
Two really cool things is one of the new rides coming to Adventure World out there is going to be based on Up, which is great. They also are the ones who get the Tangled ride out there. And Disney, little snippet in there, announced that Mandy Moore is going to be returning as the voice of Rapunzel for the new attraction. So many years after Tangled came out, Mandy Moore is going to come back and do the ride announcements and talk throughout the attraction for the Tangled ride. Those were two snippets. There's so much more to cover about Adventure World. We'll get into that when we get more.
Is she a Disney legend? If not, she probably will be at the same time that she does that recording.
I don't know.
I mean, she's Rapunzel.
I think I looked and she wasn't yet.
Well, that's your tie-in because they did that with Tiana last year. So it's Tokyo. Thank you, Scott. It's Tokyo for the last Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
Hong Kong, Tokyo. I'm not going to say they're the same, but they're all in the Asia Pacific.
Not the same. Not even
the same.
Close.
Disney Destiny.
Tokyo is like the greatest theme park ever created.
Yes, Tokyo Disney Sea, absolutely.
Yeah. Hong Kong's
all right,
good.
so this is the Disney Destiny. This is the latest cruise ship. Instagram, they announced Hero Mini, which is Minnie Mouse in a hero outfit, because this, Greg, is the Heroes and Hero and Villains ship. That's the theme of this one. Hero Mini. So I immediately said, all right, well then who is the villain of the Fab Five that's going to be the little battle here? And of course, I want to see Darth Vader Goofy, but I don't think that's going to happen. You burst my bubble and said, no, Loki's the villain.
Yeah.
What fun is that?
I really want to burst your bubble with this. So I had heard about Minnie in a new outfit, but the first thing I saw was the new Loungefly that came out with her on it. And I swear the outfit made her look like Charlie Brown. And I was like, did she go Charlie Brown on me? Like, what was that? I don't know. The merch, some of the merch is really good. Some of it's not. Destiny is going to be, it's a Wish class cruise, right? It's just like the Treasure. It's just like the Wish. You can change your shows inside. It's the same layout for all of it. This one, instead of having the Moana show or the Little Mermaid show, this one is going to have Hercules. And they are promising
concept art that looks amazing.
Yeah, having the Hydras come out, I can't wait to see how they go from one head to two heads to four heads. Like the concept, and then they had the actor come out and sing the hero song. I drew a blank.
I like this.
Go the distance. Thank you.
Go to the distance. The image on the top, that's clearly the Grand Hall. In the way that's set up, and it's a Loki show happening on the Grand Hall. That's pretty interesting.
Right, and then below,
something in that space.
Right, and if you notice below, it is going to be the Black Panther statue. Is what's going to be the statue.
Oh, I see that now. Black Spat. Yep. Okay.
And then on the ship's bow, I believe it is Spider-Man with a spider bot.
That's cool.
So yeah, this one's going to really tie into the heroes and villains of Marvel. I don't know how much heroes and villains they're going to do with the Fab Five. I mean, Darth Goofy would be great.
But there's no
think
Star Wars
he would cut the ship in half with his own lightsaber.
That's okay. All right, we got to move on because we're down to 15 minutes, and I got stuff I want to talk about because we're shifting over to the Easter parades, because this is what I've been looking at. And look, I wanted to go through all of the Walt Disney World Easter parades from 1985 to 1999, go over to some of the highlights, but I got like 3 or 4 of them in, and I'm like, I got too much content. So listen, if you go to samsdisneydiary.com/Easter parade or Easter parades, you're going to land on all of these and you can watch them all in their entirety. But I want to go back to the first one, Greg. The very first one was 1985.
Wow.
Hosted by Joan London, Rick Dees. I'll show a little clip of it here. George Burns was one of the big celebrities. Jack Wagner. Doug Henning was a magic act, and he does some elevation things at Epcot.
Great.
Actually,
Man.
one of the, and I'm going to go ahead and start it here in a second. One of the things that he did was in the Imagination Pavilion, and he's upstairs in what is today the DVC Lounge. And you can see people back in the hallway where the wall is, and you can't see back there, but that's where the rainbow tunnel was and all the cool stuff, but you can't see most of that.
Yeah, you can't see that.
And welcome to
So I'll let a
Disney
little bit of this
World's
play, but this is,
Happy
I love the
Easter
Donald Duck
Parade.
costume that you can see here. He's an old school Donald.
He really is, man. Somebody put up a post the other day that showed Donald through the years. It was great.
I am going to turn this down just a bit so that you and I can talk.
Yeah.
The Oak Ridge Boys. How about that?
Oh,
The
football with
Rockettes,
them once.
because they were still, this was CBS related. This is before ABC.
Yeah,
and
you
you'll
were
see that
saying
in the
this was
next year.
before ABC took control.
Yes, and you'll see some of that transition in these couple
That
of shows.
Calliope, that is sitting at Tri-Circle D, and it stopped running down Main Street and it's a Tri-Circle D, and you can go hear the Calliope still play.
That's pretty cool. And there it was
Yeah.
coming down Main Street in 1985.
Yeah, look at the trees, man. Trees. The
They're
hub
tiny.
has trees.
Yes,
That's Joan London.
that is Joan London and Rick Dees.
Rick Dees. Rick Dees.
So they were one of the interesting things in all of these Easter parades, all 15 of them, I think there are.
Yeah.
There are some, the same float is in every time. And
Right.
one of them is this. It's Goofy with Casey Corner guys. You know, the popcorn, the Cracker Jacks, it's baseball, it's springtime. It's just interesting to see it in every one of them.
It's
with
interesting
different
how
people.
they've thanks, Holly, for catching that. It's interesting to see how this parade is adapted over the years, because for a few years they went really heavy on the southern kind of Southern Belle.
Yes.
One year they went all bunnies, so they had
Yes.
nothing but Disney bunnies in the parade.
Yep.
So this parade is really adapted and changed many, many years. And
It has.
I love it.
The float behind them, you can see. I don't have a clip of it, but it's the Dapper Dans in their little
Right.
barbershop.
You know what I
quartet
love
thing.
about this too? People are sitting. You don't get people
They
sitting.
are. There's people sitting
Yeah.
on the curb.
Because they won't let you
Lots of
put your
them.
feet on the road.
Oh, I left this here because the Detroit Tigers were featured, the 1984 World Champions.
Oh,
How about that?
They were
must have been
relevant.
at spring training. Are they in Florida? I don't know.
yeah, they are literally 20 minutes from my house.
Yes. Okay. There
In
you go.
Lakeland.
So they were nearby.
Yeah.
This old school Donald is in every one of the parades also. Same costume,
Yeah.
same Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Same joke about the old school bathing suits that those
Yeah.
walking with them have.
I don't like Huey, Dewey, and Louie in this, man. Their hollow black eyes are scary.
They are a little bit.
Yeah. Bring me on DuckTales. Woohoo. I agree, Hope.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
That is funny. Hey, Hope, thanks for being there.
God, that's some hair, Joan London.
That is. Oh, here's another one. What improves with age?
Am I ready? I've been ready for 89 years.
So this appears to be in the Golden Horseshoe.
It's nice being
It
part of
does.
this parade. If I knew that we could be running,
I
around
also
those
wanted to
old
point out, and I
bathing
forgot
suits,
to, this parade
Take
was
mine
at
out of the
night.
trunk and join
This
them.
was not a daytime parade.
That also is the Golden Horseshoe in Disneyland.
I was wondering if it was.
That is not Magic Kingdom.
Yes. And there's Doug Henning, who was a Grand Marshal.
There's Doug Henning. Wow, look at Minnie's lips. Wow.
Yes, you're right.
Wow.
Magical springtime celebration ever.
This is when they didn't blink. It's kind of,
Yeah. Everything is intriguing to him.
yes.
That's
Let's
great.
move on
So
to,
that's year one.
That was the first year. This is the
Yeah.
second year. Now, here's why this one was interesting, because this was, and I have it titled "The Year That CBS Took Over," because this wasn't the Walt Disney World Christmas Day Parade. It was the New York City Christmas Parade, and they jumped to Walt Disney World during the New York Parade. So
Really?
this was the last year that CBS had anything to do with it. So this is one of those things. Being older like I am, Greg, I can hear a CBS special presentation and see it spinning, right? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. The
I know
audio's
too.
bad here, but so this starts in New York
I don't
City.
remember a New York City Easter parade.
To the CBS Easter Parade.
It's
I'm
the
Susan
CBS
Howard.
Easter Parade.
Lovely
I'm gonna
Yeah.
turn it down. I'm going to turn
Dallas.
it down. a
Hi,
bit.
I'm Ken Kercheval, alias Cliff Barnes. From
I don't know how else to do it from there.
It is Cliff Barnes from Dallas.
Yes, they're both from Dallas.
Definitely have to start meeting like this.
Oh, I didn't
It's a
catch
double
the other one.
Dallas.
Yeah. Dallas and Dynasty back to back on Wednesday nights.
That's exactly what they were promoting.
Over 100 years.
I'm not old, Sam. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's go to Orlando, Florida for Walt Disney World.
Yeah, they go to
George
Florida.
Burns, you should watch that, Holly, if you haven't yet.
And Robbie Benson from Dr.
Holly would fall asleep to old radio talk shows from the 40s and 50s. Burns and Allen and
30 Central.
and
So they're pushing their
Jack
CBS
Barr.
shows, by the way. I get it.
No, just kidding. I'm Tough Cookies. No, wait. I'm Robbie
nice
Benson.
sleeves.
Happy Easter. Welcome to what may be
Those
the
are
biggest,
odd
most
sleeves.
colorful Easter celebration in America.
Walt Disney World is literally bursting with thousands of visitors,
And they're all lined up this morning to have breakfast with us.
and everybody's waiting to watch the big Easter parade. So come
This was
on
in the
and join
morning,
the
so that's
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Hi,
They're still out, the ostriches.
I have here an
They were
ordinary
there.
run of the nest size egg.
I cut a lot of things
Now
here to
look
try to not
closely
have the
at this
music in
egg.
the background, Greg. You know
I
what I'm talking
understand. We don't want to get demonetized for watching them.
or just flag. Yeah, but there you go. There's some of the
Right.
Easter scares.
Oh, look at that thumper. Wow. I
It
haven't
was
seen Thumper out. Look, the
Yes.
hippos are we still have the hippos and the
I-
ostriches.
And the ostriches.
They don't look as creepy.
Largest Easter egg.
I haven't seen Thumper in a while. Like last time I saw Thumper was at Hollywood Studios behind the scenes.
My little girl,
Really?
Lyric, so
Yeah, it just came out for
Thumper
a
should
character
be
proof.
out at
I
Easter.
love you.
Hi, Lyric. Hi, Carla. We love you. Now back to the parade.
All the
But
bunnies. should
there's
be
your
out at
Dapper
Easter.
Dan again. Goofy's with the Dapper Dans in this one.
Yeah, that parade float no longer exists.
They got it. Their use out of it. Here are the ducks again.
Look, their eyes are not as creepy. Much better eyes already.
Okay, so they're already figuring things out. Donald looks
Yeah.
a little better, a little evolved.
Right. Little freaky. Don looks a little better. It's the beak, but hey, I'm cool.
Same bathing suits.
Yeah. Oh gosh, banjo.
I expanded this one and made it faster, so this is double speed that it's playing in. but there were a couple
No,
of
I
thi-
thought they went down this route. This is great.
I-
We need
a couple
double
of things
speed
I
for
wanted you to
every
see.
parade.
Yeah, exactly.
The flowers
there
are still
is
there. There's Alice. Yeah.
Alice and the flowers on her old mushroom. Looks
Those
like that could have
so
been part of
those
the Main Street
flowers are
Electrical.
still around. They were
Okay.
out last year. Obviously the hare is out there. The rabbit, white rabbit.
Yep.
The butterflies still there.
Tweedledee, Tweedledum, of course.
Yeah. Where are they coming from? It looked like they were turning from a weird direction.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But what I wanted you to see is
Oh,
I don't know
maybe they were
what that
coming around
was.
the hub.
It's also when the hub was. Look at all the trees around the hub, man.
I know. There's a lot
Lots
of growth.
and lots and lots of trees.
You can find shade. Where's Webby from the DuckTales? I don't think Webby was even thought of.
All right,
Look,
I
that
wanted you to see
float
this one
still there,
because
man.
still there. But look inside of this. This is the Radio City Rockettes inside of McCluck or Claire's or whatever it is. So this was
Claire.
a CBS holdover here. These were the Rockettes.
It is. They still have those costumes. Obviously, not the Rockettes. It's Disney Live Entertainment has cast members in there, which are just as good, by the way.
Yes. All right. So that was the CBS crossover.
I don't like those lips
1987.
on Mickey either, man.
The next year, this is Snow White's and Tropical Adventures were the two big things here. I am going to show a little bit because you can tell the production now. This feels like one of the right Disney
Brought to
World
you
Christmas
this Easter
parades.
morning by the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah, Easter morning.
Live
I wonder
Yes.
when they recorded this.
Florida and by satellite to Canada.
Now, some of it they say recorded earlier this morning.
Australia, and to
But I really
American
love this
Armed
intro.
Forces personnel around the globe, it's the Walt Disney World Happy Easter Parade.
Wow. Look at all that grass that was out there.
Yes, lots of it. And the hub was recorded earlier this morning. Okay. Love the Charlie Show, by the
Ring,
way.
ring,
It's the
ring with the
best.
bell.
I
Thump,
turned it
thump,
down a
thump
bit
with
here.
my heartbeat.
Look at those trees in the hub around the castle.
I know.
That is nuts.
Great. I feel like Ethel Merman should be coming down the street singing that song.
Yes, I am going to go ahead. Oh, yeah. Here's our sponsors.
The Gaines Gravy Train. Is that dog food?
It sure is.
Yeah.
The dog food that makes the beefy gravy your dog is craving.
Come on.
The Coca-Cola Company.
87. So, yeah, there was DuckTales out.
In Coca-Cola is part of your life. You can't beat the feeling.
Yeah.
Your hosts,
Not
John
All
a
right, here we go
sponsor, by
this
the way.
time.
and Ben Vereen, along with Regis Philbin,
Look how young Regis was.
as they bring you all the
Oh, okay, I do
sights and
remember one of the
sounds
reasons
the
I included this
springtime
one.
Celebration. You'll see the world's largest Easter egg.
Okay.
Take a behind-the-scenes
Now,
look
here you
at
go.
how Walt Disney
Before
World adds a
Flower and
little
Garden.
character to its garden.
Before Flower and
And
Garden.
Yeah.
some of your favorite Disney friends as they go on a spring break of their own.
Wow.
And now
We're
let's
gonna
go
talk
back
about
to
that.
Main Street,
Where were
US,
they spring breaking at?
Ben Vereen.
They were in the Caribbean.
Down
Now,
here on
I
the
cut
sidelines.
his
Right, gang? Lots of
dance
excitement.
number
Yeah.
because of music.
Yeah.
Of course,
Participation
Regis
too,
is our
as
man
the
on the
500
street.
member Walt Disney World Honor Band is about to start off the parade. Now,
The
are you ready
Walt
for this
Disney
parade?
World
I sure
Honor
am.
Where are
Band.
you from?
I'm from Port Richey, Florida.
Oh,
80 degrees live.
congratulations.
So
Nice
Regis
to
is
see you.
live here.
Are you ready for this parade?
This wasn't
Yes, I am.
recorded.
Where are
They
your
were
sunglasses?
live early on,
I
just
don't
like
know.
the Christmas parades.
We're
Right.
all out here. So, what do you say we strike up the band and let the parade begin?
So this is live. They're waiting on standby to start marching. That's kind of cool.
Wow. Look at how the hub used to look. I totally forgot it used to
The
look
big
like that.
15 in the middle for the 15th
Yeah.
anniversary. There's no partner statue there.
Oh, there's
Look how
no
small.
hub to sit down and relax.
Nothing.
Yeah. It's the trees. Yeah.
All right. This is the big red boat. This is what Disney did before Disney Cruise Lines.
Right.
Disney World. And when these characters invited me to join them on their spring vacation, I figured, well, I've been a little sleepy and grumpy lately, and that would make me happy. So here we are in the dock.
I let him get his joke in.
Oh my gosh, the walrus.
Anyway, I decided to travel.
Never even knew there was a walrus.
Yeah,
of course
the
there
walrus.
is.
So
there a
they are at
carpenter?
Port. They're at Port Canaveral. Alan Thicke
Yeah.
is going on an adventure. They go to the Caribbean. They have their
Right.
dance party there. But this was the 4 days at Disney World, 3 days on a ship. It was Oceana's Princess, if I remember right. I never did it, but
Yeah.
it's this was the big red boat they called it. I wonder if anybody here's been on the big red boat. DuckTales premiere. Hope, by the way, if you go to those Christmas parades, one of them in the early 90s is all about like Saturday morning, and it's just a flashback like, oh my gosh.
Director on the cruise. You are? Okay. So we hopped aboard
Wait,
the
what did he
bus.
just
The bus
do?
brought us here. We're now ready to set
He stuffed
cruise
the
Look at Scrooge.
Oceanic to the Bahamas.
I haven't seen the
Yes.
three pigs in a long time.
Why is Scrooge so small?
Mr. Smee, Captain Hook, look, we are
Yeah.
non-pirates.
Holly's favorite character is Mr. Smee.
So with shiver me timbers and
There he
fancy
is.
blackguards and
Yeah.
fancy edges and brush between meals and other
Big
pirate
Bad
tricks.
Wolf.
Of course, Hook and Smee are off to try to take over the ship.
Of
Is what you would
course.
expect, right? So there's a whole skit there, and there's the real captain. Look at that hair. That's all I'm going to say there.
I'm Captain Wheeler.
Captain.
This is Jim.
Captain.
That's right, Jim. Hi, everybody.
Captain.
Captain. I'm going to put us down here and make this a little bigger. Oh, I didn't mean for it to stop when I did that.
Yeah.
Oops. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Captain.
Oh,
There we go.
terrific.
I'm going to jump ahead just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. This was, that's when they wrapped it up. All right. Let's go back.
Welcome back to the Walt Disney World.
Wow, they must have
Ben
put a
Vereen and
stage
Joan
up
London.
in the center area because they're high up. They're above
Are they in the?
people.
Fantasy and
They're where like the
Yes.
Christmas
And in
tree would
those
be,
15 years,
Yeah, they're where the Christian, and they're up on a platform of some sort.
and they're live. You can see the parade behind them getting ready to
But of
start.
course, really everyone
Yep.
who comes here
It's
is a
just waiting
celebrity.
down
Everyone
there.
who walks through the gates of
Like,
Epcot
come
Oh,
on.
this was good. I'm going to turn
feels
this up just a
special,
little
and this
bit.
year, that's even truer than ever.
That's right.
This was the
'Cause
15th
this
giveaway.
year is 15 years of fun all rolled into one. At this birthday party, Disney is giving away the presents.
Listen to this. Every 15 seconds, when someone walks through the front gates, they win a prize.
That's
It could
right.
be anything ranging from free tickets and pins to a cruise to the Bahamas
Ooh.
to the daily grand prize, a brand new Chevy Cavalier.
And just
Wow.
a little while ago, Regis
That, by the way,
awarded
Greg,
cards
is
to a
before
very
pin
surprised
trading.
guest.
I don't know
Watch
what the
this.
pins were.
Yeah.
Stage here at Walt
By the
Disney World.
way,
Grand
it's now
prize.
cheaper to buy the
Once we get the
car
thumbs up,
than it is
we'll fly
tickets.
out of here to award that prize. You guys all
I'm
ready to
kidding.
go?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You're not far off. Regis reading the paper in the back room, drinking his coffee,
Yeah.
checking his Mickey watch.
Okay, guys, let's go.
All right. We may have to run for it. Come on. Let's go.
Let's go, Regis.
Let's go, Regis.
Look at Epcot's
So we're
front
on our
gate
way
here.
now to get this winner of the car. I think it's the
It's the
lady
same thing.
down here.
Except there's turnstiles.
Hi, I'm Regis Philbin.
Right.
On behalf of Walt Disney World,
How did
I want you to know that you have won today's car here.
Yeah, you knew she was going to win. Mickey's right there.
Yeah, exactly. Mickey said, just wait a second.
She's just like,
She's
whoa,
from
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Kissimmee. There you go.
This is
Yep.
my husband for 44 years.
You're the winner, okay? Every day we have a winner, and you're the one today.
I'm shaking.
You know what
Here's-
she was doing, right? She was going into the park and then leaving right away and then going right back in and then leaving.
Yeah, you weren't kidding. Yeah.
Oh,
My,
Congratulations.
what a big car that is for that key.
You're the winner.
Yeah,
You,
exactly.
K-Dods, are the winner.
It's like, what am I driving, a clown car?
Exactly. There's the ducks again.
There's the ducks again. Yeah,
There's the ducks
And they
again.
have a lot
I
of
want to get the
sunshine
Regis.
today.
I knew we had.
that's great.
Back in 1932, an animated short from his Silly Symphonies cartoon series called Flowers
Oh, I
and
want to go
Trees
back
made
just
its
a second
thing
here
as a bloom
because I want you to look behind Regis. He's standing in front of Mexico,
Okay.
and there are flamingos. Look at that scenery
There's no
right
doubt
there
about it,
on
it's
that
springtime
bank
here
in
Epcot
front of
Center's
Mexico.
World Showcase
Where is he?
and everything, but I
So
mean
on
everything
the
from
side of Odyssey Pavilion.
fascination with nature
There's
goes way
flamingos
back.
in Epcot.
fact, in
I
1930,
know. Like,
an animated
so
short
that
from
was
a cartoon series called Flowers
what
and
turned
Trees.
into basically people think is a sinkhole,
Disney's
and the
first
bridge
cartoon
goes over that area on
in
Odyssey.
the world.
Right.
Later, he
Yeah.
would pioneer nature documentaries. Right now, just Disney World.
So in this, he goes through, and I cut the music out of this.
He's doing
Goes
Flower
through
and Garden before Flower and Garden, man.
It's before Flower and Garden, but there's some interesting images of different places within Walt Disney World at this time. Like this right here is the plaza over at Magic Kingdom. That's Canada.
Were those geese
interesting
or were
to
those swans?
I'm not sure, but
Wow.
it's sort of interesting to see how all of this looked back then. But it is
Yeah.
indeed Flower and Garden before Flower and Garden. I mean,
Yeah,
Flower and Garden started in
Fountain
96.
Right.
That's in front of the land. I don't remember it looking like that in front of the land.
No, me neither.
It's interesting for sure. That is in front of what would have been one
Mouse
of the
ears.
Mouse Gears or Communicore or whatever it was at
Right.
that point. And of course, we know what that one is.
Yeah.
That is the front.
That is Future World with Katie Moss Warner. Hi, Katie.
Nice to meet you,
Hi,
Regis.
Katie.
Now, Katie is the general manager of horticulture. But what can you tell us about these funny-looking plants that get so much attention?
Look
I
at
mean,
those
everybody's
topiaries,
looking at
man.
them and
So nobody
wondering
knew what it was even
how it
called
happens that
back
they
then.
look like this.
So some of those topiaries, what I love that one specifically is in the UK pavilion still to
Yes.
this day.
Yes.
And you can see some of the older ones like that. It's like that one. There's an elephant back there. There's a few other things that look great. So you can still have this history. It's still at Disney World.
Yes. And it's really cool.
There you
It's
go, Minnie. Look
they
this
go through the
gorgeous.
process
Look
how
over
they
here,
made
ladies and gentlemen.
Look, it's Minnie and Mickey.
Hello, right here.
Oh, I don't like their lips, man.
Very much. And Mickey, Minnie, see you guys later in the parade, huh? Okay. And we'll see you guys later.
Maybe it's the red lipstick. I don't know, man.
All right, the last one I want to touch on, and I know that we're over, but that's okay. I'm still going. I want to go to 1988 because I love this one because in 1988 there were a lot of things that were new, a lot of things that are being opened, and more important, Regis is our man on the street, and he gets all the backstage view and gets to see what's going on.
We've got people from all over the place. So what do you think they're doing? You think you've got the only camera in town? Take a look at this.
I'm gonna let it go. Hopefully that the volume is good.
Come on, let's go.
Look at those cameras, man. No phone.
No phone.
Really all over the country and all over the world. So where are you from, sir?
Nebraska.
Look, my man's got a $10,000 camera. He's like, I'm the first content creator.
Oh, wait, the other guy here. Wait,
New York.
this guy right
How's
there.
that working? Pretty good. Very good so far. That's great. Not only from
This is
Lou
Regis
Mangello?
High.
That's Lou Mangello.
We've got 4 young
Love
ladies
you,
here.
Lou. Just kidding.
Ladies and men from Norway.
Lou's got his computer out.
wait.
It's an old Apple II.
These guys,
We're going to
they're
work
from
in the
Norway.
Norwegian
They must be a
Pavilion when
plant.
It opens in the end of April.
That's right. How does it look to
Yeah.
you?
It's very beautiful. It's almost as it's almost like Norway.
It's pretty representative of Norway, huh? How do they celebrate Easter
Where's
in
Jeff?
Norway?
Good call, Holly.
Well,
He's there
we
somewhere.
have this Easter morning. You crack
He's
those
there.
eggs against each other. And the one who got the cracked egg, he have to give the other one up.
All right, fine. Listen, have a wonderful stay here.
He cut her off. He's like,
He cut her off. He's like, I gotta go, man. They're in my
Yeah.
ear telling me,
And
go,
here's
go,
what
go.
I saw.
All right, now we go to
Thanks for
Norway
laughing at
before
your
it
own joke, honey.
For a thrilling adventure of a lifetime, there's no better place to be than right here. Welcome to Norway, gateway to Scandinavia. Now, well, actually, this isn't the real
Wow.
Norway. It's the Norway Pavilion, now nearing completion, with the newest, most exciting ride in all of
Most
Epcot.
exciting ride in
Here,
all of
not only
Epcot.
will you see a Norway of today, but you'll sail through a Norway of yesterday in an adventurous ride
Yes, he
through
is, Hope.
attraction that's unlike
Yes,
anything
he
else in the World Showcase.
He's
But
gonna
even
talk
as we
about
speak,
Illuminations.
work is still going on.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. See what happens when I touch something.
To ready
I'm
the
gonna not
11th
do
World
that.
Showcase Station for guests to explore this summer. In fact, attention
Now,
to
I do
detail is
want
so
to show you
important
something.
that craftsmen
It says
from
Sea
Norway,
Venture.
like these roofers,
Yep.
have
The name
brought
of
in
it
here
was
to
not
work on the
Maelstrom.
project.
No.
You know, modern Norway is incredible. From its beautiful seacoast to its mountain hamlets, Norwegians have a rich history all of their own. But more than serene beauty, there's a lot of real excitement here, too. Soon you'll be able to climb aboard Eric the
There it
Red's
is, yeah.
for thrills and spills unlike any other, because at this very moment, Disney Imagineers are putting the finishing touches on this hair-raising Viking.
Remember having knee space like that?
You'll be magically transported
Yeah.
back in time to a 10th century Viking
All we get is
village.
concept
Then
art.
it scares and surprises at every turn as you slip into the shadows of a deep, dark, mythical Norwegian forest. Watch out! One of the creatures may cast an evil spell and cause your ship to plunge backwards.
Oh, no.
Threatening polar bears.
That polar
and
bear
down
should
into
still
a
be there.
churning
It
North Sea
fits
storm as
frozen.
lightning
That
strikes.
polar bear?
Crashing waves
I know exactly where it is.
Me too. And I always
It's an
say, there,
incredible
Sea
journey,
Venture.
you'll long
It's
dream
not
of.
yet
And
Maelstrom.
right
It was
over here,
originally
the
Sea
finishing
Venture. They
touches
changed
will
the
be
name.
put on this fantastic
That
event.
polar bear is sitting at Cast Connection.
Is it?
Yeah.
That polar bear
You
needs to
guys
be
brave
in
enough
the
to go on the
attraction where it
Viking
was.
I have pictures of him. I'm like posing with him. Like,
Okay, if you're a little
wanna see
scared,
that
it's
sometime.
quite an adventure. Yeah. Well, me and my buddies are going to chat a little more, but from all of us here at the Norway Pavilion, happy Easter, everybody.
I always love that these pavilions
You know,
still
there's-
maintain
In the world
what
Yeah.
their original design was.
here at Walt Disney
Right.
World, and right now there's some movie magic going on. at the
Movie
brand new
magic.
Disney MGM Studios.
Right, it's going to
Now,
be Walt
studios
Disney
would have
World's
just
third theme
opened,
park.
right?
It'll be an amazing place. You'll see some of your favorite movies.
What are we,
It opened
89?
in 87. This is 88. When did it open? Maybe it wasn't open yet.
89, I thought. But
You can go backstage and
no,
get a-
25 years was last year.
Let's take a
Or
look.
35 years, whatever.
Regis.
All right, Regis is
Hello.
there.
Some of you may recognize this house. It's where the Golden Girls live.
1989,
Let's see
Hope.
if
Thank you.
anybody's
So
home.
it was not yet open.
Gonna see if those crazy Golden Girls are home here.
In fact, they do say that here in a minute.
Hello?
Those crazy
Hello?
golden girls.
I wonder if anybody's home. Boy, these Golden Girls sure could use a decorator.
Cut.
Uh,
Okay. Thank you very much, Regis. That's a wrap.
Good, I'm glad you liked it. Now at the Disney MGM Studios, nothing is as it seems. This entire New York
There you go,
Street is being
New York
built
Street.
from scratch. And just like the Golden Girls house, these homes are nothing but false fronts. This house, for example, was used in the upcoming Disney Sunday night movie Splash 2.
Wow.
Of course, what you see on TV and what really went on is quite a different story.
Daryl Hannah?
I don't think so. It's a lookalike.
Probably.
This is incredible.
Or is it? I don't know.
But it's all part
Anybody
of the
know?
illusion, the magic of the movies. And soon you can be part of all the glamour and excitement of the movies when Walt Disney World unveils its third theme park, the Disney MGM Studio Tour. It's here that you can get right in the
tour.
middle
It's not a
of
park.
scenes from your favorite movies. Hop aboard the great
Remember, the
movie
original
ride.
design was you left
Exciting ride
Epcot,
through
went on the
adventure
tour,
where
and
you'll
went
come
back to
face-to-face
Epcot.
with
That's why International
frightening
Gateway's there.
Get caught between the crossfire of a gangster shootout.
Where's that guy sitting is
And
what I
meet
want
up
to know.
with your favorite movie stars. Want to be a star yourself? Well, then step right up to the Disney Television Theater, where roles from TV shows are up for grabs.
And now latest update on weather. Is Wendy the weather girl?
Thank you.
Here, guests get to act out the action.
Windy
as
the weather
cameras
girl.
roll in front of a 1,000-person audience.
I said, take your umbrella.
From Mickey Mouse's 1928 debut
I
to
want
Snow
Grandma Weather. That's
White,
great.
the Disney name is famous for its classic animation. Here you can see world-renowned Disney animators and take a rare sneak peek
Yeah.
at upcoming animated Disney projects in the works. For a real
Lunch
movie-making
bag.
experience, watch
Yeah.
as an empty soundstage goes from this
Well, that is
to
now
this.
Toy Story Mania.
It's here that many
Yeah.
movies and TV shows do much of their filming. And sound stages like this one will be open, so visitors can view actual
I remember
production
being there and
from
walking through the
specially
top where
designed
these people are
soundproof
standing.
observation
I
platforms.
remember
Right.
being up there where they
And
were
oh,
making
yes,
movies.
There's one place we can't forget. This is just one of the post-production areas where you can see it all coming together. The Disney MGM studio is in operation now, and in the near future, it'll all be open to the public to give you a real insider's eye view of the magic of movies. Okay, how was that, Dave? Okay?
Just great, Regis.
Good. Okay. Now, Dave, what about me? Now, get me out of here, Dave. Come on. Dave.
Come on, Dave.
All right, they're there again. They're there every parade, Greg. Every parade.
Everyone, man.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie. All of them. Same outfits, same everything.
You didn't comment on my one Disney impression.
I mean, look, they're ducks. They have to be there. I gotta watch the later ones because I gotta
Look
find
at
them.
it. There's a microphone right here
one.
to pick up the live audio. There's a mic right there. The dude's
Yeah.
holding it. That's pretty cool.
Starred in a short called Beach Picnic, and there's Donald and Daisy up there dancing away.
Yes.
And Night Regis Philbin went behind the
All right,
scenes to see
here we
what's
go.
involved in putting together the Epcot extravaganza.
I have an idea.
This is
More than
before
one light bulb
Reflections
to
of
put
Earth.
on illuminations.
Look
The
at some of the
electrifying
stuff they have.
new nightly laser light fireworks fountain show at Epcot Center. In fact, it takes more than 50,000 light bulbs. Each night,
Yeah,
over
that's good.
26,000 feet of building rim lighting and 680 strobe lights have to be checked and changed. Hey, how'd you like to have that guy's job? Special effects image projectors are tested, and
Yep.
brilliant laser lights are adjusted and retested again. At sunrise, the pyrotechnics are loaded in and
Nice.
prepared. Over 780 fireworks in all are ignited for every performance.
780.
Later, backstage, it's rehearsal time for the 100 water fountain nozzles, which will create the lagoon's dancing water patterns. Then the barges, loading the illuminations, fireworks, and other special effects props, are driven out to their places in the World Showcase Lagoon. There they are armed with the necessary equipment and fine-tuned for the evening show. Back at Epcot Computer Central, technicians are
Epcot
preparing the network
Computer
of more than
Central.
25 computers.
Yeah, I don't know if they
I don't
ran it
think
like
so.
this. This
I don't
doesn't.
think so.
To the lights, to the
I don't think
lasers,
so.
must be perfectly synchronized down to the second for the show to be a success.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, illumination.
It is incredible to see what this was. I never saw this show that I
I
remember.
got to that D23 panel last year about the nighttime entertainment, nighttime spectaculars,
Yes,
and they
we were
talked a
both in that.
lot about illuminations. It was great. You actually, you
I-
may have that on video, don't you?
I do, and I think that's one of the upcoming specials for D23.
Yeah.
I think it might be the next one. But look at some of this stuff they have going on here with this. It's like projection mapping before it was a thing.
I know.
And fireworks in each of the countries. It's just wow.
The lasers, man, that's so cool.
Yeah, the lasers are good. There's lots going on here. Look at that. From America right there on top of American
Yeah.
Adventure.
That's why they tell you don't go out on the back porch there. during
Yeah, that's
fireworks
France
time.
right there. They got the fireworks LEDs and
Yeah.
Germany. Okay. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. So I wonder if some of these were special or if that's how the show looked every night.
I don't know. Where's Mickey?
It really is incredible.
Illuminating, yes. You folks stay where you are.
Illuminating. Thanks, Robin Thicke. or Alan Thicke.
Alan Thicke.
See you in a minute.
Alan Thicke.
Up to it.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Got my
that's
lines
all I have
blurred.
for that one. So look, they're all out there. We went through 88. 89 is the Disney Nostalgic Celebration. Betty White and the Disney Afternoon are in 91. They celebrated Walt Disney World's 20th in 1992.
That's great.
93 was a whole bunch of people in that. Nancy Kerrigan and Barbie were part of 1999. The Barbie show in Epcot is highlighted. Mickey Mania and a Pocahontas preview in 95.
So I mean, look, we're coming up here on Sunday. Saturday and Sunday are going to be the Easter parades here,
Yes.
and the last 2 years have not been very spectacular. So I really hope they start bringing something like this back and making it a spectacular. Like maybe when the new nighttime parade premieres, maybe they'll. I don't know. I love the Easter parade. The Easter parade's great. It's just, it's changed so much, and they could do so much more with it.
They could. Well,
So-
I think it would be a springtime celebration of some sort. Just like we have Festival of Holidays anymore, we have
Yeah.
the Disney World Holiday Celebration. It's not necessarily the Christmas Day Parade. It's the magical holiday celebration.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be some springtime thing coming. But anyway, we're way over, Greg, but that's all right. We
Are
had
we?
fun. You know
Wow.
what we haven't done yet? Dude, Muppets.
We got to finish this out with the same thing we finish every week out. The Muppets 70th anniversary magnet of the week, sir.
Joe the Legal Weasel. I did not see this coming. I did not have him on any list. You got to dig deep, but I guess if you want 70 Muppets, you're gonna get Joe the Legal Weasel.
Come on, don't besmirch Joe the Legal. He will take you to court. He has been a barrister. He has been a judge. He is the counsel to one Kermit the Frog. He keeps everybody on track and that they don't get in trouble with the censors. I love Joe Legal. These are just all of them. And you and I are, like I said, you have a top 10. I have to put mine together. We will go
Yes,
over
put it
when
together.
this is done. And other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, as always,
Yes.
for watching this week and listening. If you're listening to the podcast,
That's right.
you can always get Sam at samsdisneydiary.com, Sam's Disney Diary on YouTube, Sam's Disney Daily on Instagram. You can find me at fantasylandnews.com, Fantasyland News blog on Instagram, Fantasyland News everywhere you could think of, because we post everywhere, Sam.
You do.
I do.
Thanks,
and then
everybody.
I have time for pictures to do our show because this is important.
It is.
And on that note, Sam, end of line.
Congaloosh. We'll see you next week, April 23rd, 9 p.m. East, right here. Have a great time. Thanks for joining us.
Oh,